Hey guys, Friday, February 14th. We're reporting you. What was that? Hey guys, Friday, February 14th, 2020. We're going to be explaining to you guys the rules today on how to trade. Now, I get a lot of questions every day asking the specific parameters of entry and exit, specifically stop loss and target. To be clear, target is 20 points and stop is 10 points. So that means that we're only looking at the last two digits, 67 in this case, 68, 67. So from 67, let's say our entry was at 67. So there we entered a trade at 68.18. So what's 20 points from 68.18? That would be 48.18. So right there, it's already in profit. Now, the second thing you have to cover is the cost, the fee. The cost right here is one order quantity. So that means your single 1 point move will be multiplied by one. So you need to overcome those 10 points from 67 to 57 in order for this trade to be profitable. Right now it's up 7 points. So we're still down 30 cents. $1 is the cost. 75 cents is the target or the profit so far. So we still have to make up for 30 cents down at around 58. And only then you're in profit. So you have to cover your cost and then the market movement. Exactly. So that's why we keep it standard at 2-to-1. The volatile trading movement, if you were in yesterday's seminar, we'll send you that video too. It's 3-to-1, so that'll be 30 points. So our entry was at 68.18. We would be going down to 38.18. And from that entry, it goes down 30 points. That's our target. And stop loss is still 10 points, so up at 78. So it's 78.18 is the stop loss. Let's reverse that trade and put it in a buy. Same thing on buy side. Here, we're in a buy now. We're in a buy at 62.77. So that means, again, 20 points up would be at 82.77. And stop loss is down at 52.77. And we keep it at these micro scales that are running in the trade room. The reason for that, if you tune into yesterday's seminar, is because of volatility. On average, we know that every hour it will move at least 20 to 30 points minimum. So we can be guaranteed to be entering trades every hour if required in the trade room. And by doing that, you're extracting very small gains every day in the market. So remember the two things. You have to cover your trade cost, which is 10 points. And then each 1 point will be multiplied by your trading order quantity or your cost. So one cost equals one order quantity. That means each point in the market will be multiplied by one. We do 10 order quantity. Same exact market move occurs, but now it's worth $10. So now this same thing will be worth $10, and each point move will be $10. And you repeat that over and over for every order quantity. Per $1,000, we're doing 10 order quantity. The reason for that is because the standard trade size would be around $5 to $10, which is 1% of $1,000. $10 is 1% of 1,000. So whatever your balance is, you're going to do the order quantity that will match 1 to 2% of your balance. In this case, for this strategy, for every 1,000, we're doing 10 order quantity. So if you have 10,000, it'll be 100 order quantity. You have 100,000, 1,000 order quantity, and so on. Obviously, the larger you get, the less you can risk, the more you can diversify your total trading risk in the market. And that's it. It's that straightforward. Let me see if there's any other questions. I've been trading for a few weeks. I still don't understand the. Okay, one sec. Oh, okay, so I was confused about the stop loss. Stop loss, very simple, 10 points. The reason for that, again, is because the market will move at least 10 points in the hour, and that's the smallest range you can hope for on a daily basis. Yeah, so let's just say you've increased that to 100 and 200 for larger swing trades. It's the same thing. So that means if you entered right now on a sell, let's close these two trades. So right now our target's 100. No, sorry, our target's 200. Stop loss is 100. Enter these two trades. So we got in at 370. If the target is going to be 200, then we'd be getting out at 170, which is all the way down here. That significantly lowers your cost and keeps you in a large trade that will move eventually, and you don't have to be worried about small movements every few hours. So again, to repeat one final time, that's two things you need to remember. The order quantity is your cost, and you need to cover that cost by 10 points of the market move. So you'll see that when you enter a trade, you need to cover 10 points for the trade to be in profit, and only after that you break even. So you need to make profit on top of that 10. And then number two, your order quantity will multiply by however much your market move will multiply by your order quantity by how much you put in. Right now I put in 50 order quantity, each point will be worth $50. Put in 100 order quantity, each point will be $100, and then multiply that by the market movement. This is the lowest order quantity, the lowest cost available. We've looked everywhere. On NanoPips, they have the lowest cost available for trading. It's literally 3 times less than all other exchanges. And that's the only way this strategy works. If we had standard cost like all other brokerages, we would not be making any money. And that's the trick that they don't want you to know while you're gambling your money away. A lot of people think that high fees is a good thing. You're actually just giving your money away for nothing. You want the lowest fees as possible. And there's no spread. So it's literally only that 10 points that we have to cover. And there's no spread. There's just a fixed cost on the order quantity. And there's no limit to the order quantity you can be doing. You can go as low as even 1 cent and continue trades like that just to practice. So it's important to start small and start practicing these trades right away. Become consistent using 1 cent order quantity, because if you can make 5 cents every few trades consistently for a few months, it's the same as making $5, $50, $500, or $5,000 a day. Money has no relationship to your life or financial situation. It's just digits on a screen moving up and down. So if you're trading $1 million and your friend is trading $100, there's no difference between the two market moves except that you had more money and they didn't, and vice versa. There's a saying in the trading industry that if you got a monkey to trade in a high frequency trading company, it would make more money than anyone. And at the end of the year, if you ask the monkey why it made some money, it would say, I don't know what money is. So once you understand that and you understand the psychology behind why you're losing, you'll lose a connection to your money and just measure it in terms of percentages and small gains in the market. If you can do that consistently every day for a few months, you can convert it into a business and an actual strategy that you follow for the rest of your life. Hopefully that summed everything up for you guys. Let me know if you have any questions. I've literally repeated this 1,000 times over and over, and I cannot stop repeating it because most people don't understand. So it's important that you keep it that simple and don't complicate your life. So use the rules with your signals. Don't they charge higher fees for better service on other sites, or is it the same? No, it's the exact same. The high fees are literally just because brokers want to make more money. That's all it is, and they just don't want people to lose. That's also why they allow you to start with even $100 or $200, because they know that you're going to risk the whole thing in one trade and lose everything. The Fibonacci lines, yeah, no problem. So the Fibonacci line is exactly like any other trading indicator. It has layers to the market and layers to what gives it that, you could call it parameter. So you need to use Fibonacci lines in conjunction or in relation to standard moving average and the range bars we have on our site that are showing the trend. What those two things will do will determine the trend and reversals. So first you would have to know where to place the Fibonacci line without seeing the future. And then you would have to isolate that time frame and see what it did in those lines in that time period and write that down. So to just say that simply again, hold on. No, personally, I don't use those. Oh, nice. Trash can, I didn't know that. Yeah, so let me just isolate the period. So for example, when you're trading live, you're not going to be able to see the future. You're trying to predict the next move. So you would isolate a past time frame and see what the lines did on that time frame starting at a specific time. So let's say our start time was right here, 2. So right here, 2, you go from the top of the candle to the low of that time period. And in these ranges, you would define the reversals based on these lines and the SMA. So let's just say, for example, once this candle broke down below the SMA and it broke down all the way to the bottom of the fib right here, you know this is a buy because it broke down to the lowest one, or even right here. So you would do the same thing. One sec. So now let's just put it, one sec. Let's put the Fibonacci line right here, down to here. So if this was your range for the day at that time, then you know right here the buy broke out. So you can see we can't see the future right now. Like we can't see the next candle. We'd go one by one. So we go to next candle. It's right there. It broke out right there, and you would have entered that sell right there. Because in this case, your rule is saying once it breaks above the SMA and outside of the fib, take sell or buy if it was below. So right there, it broke out, and you would have got on right there at 10,295, 10,290-ish. You would have hit sell market order, and then take it down to, in this case, your exit would be retracement to the initial fib line, which would be right here. So you got it from 10,295 down to 10,250, which is around 40 points minus the fee, so 35 points. And then you would reset that up for your next time period and repeat the same thing over again. And you would have to write that down one by one and actually measure that it's happening over time. Hopefully that made sense to you guys. If it was too fast, don't worry, I'll email this to you. Play it on half speed.
So when you're writing it down, that's like testing your strategy, right?
Yeah, exactly. So it's when you write things down, it's testing your strategy and just building the ability to memorize it and do it really fast. It may feel hard right now and slow and like a lot to process, but it will become faster. You just have to consistently practice every day for a few weeks. Just like anything else, you need at least 20, 30 hours. There's some book written about the first 20 hours or something where you need to devote 20 hours to something in order to get natural at it. So for the first 20 hours, you can expect this to feel unnatural. 20 hours is not one day. That's broken down into about 3 weeks because you're going to invest about 2 hours or 1 hour a day maybe, and then that'll end up being 2-3 weeks. So after that, it'll become very easy to you to take indicators, put them on the chart, and define rules around them, and then measure your entries and exits one by one. And that's literally the only way that you can build a consistent trading portfolio, by having as many strategies available as possible that you follow strictly.
So once you test it with like historical data, then do you test it with like small order quantity?
Yeah, so you test it with the very lowest order quantity, because making 1% on $1,000 is the same as making 1% on $1 million. There's no difference. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's no problem. We'll be emailing this to you for sure. Where do you put the stop loss and the entry? We actually contacted them and they said that stop loss will be built in. Currently, it was auto close time, and I obviously was like, "Whoa, what the hell is auto close time? I don't do options trading." And they said we're just going to be adding the stop loss order directly into the order, and it'll be a few weeks. Yeah, because just typically it's made for investing. Because on traditional stock trading, you just buy or sell a trade and then you exit out of it when you're done. Stop orders is for like high frequency and futures derivatives trading, which is what we're doing here, which is totally different than traditional investing. So for that, supposedly they're going to add that. What's the difference between this and binary? Make more money with binary? No, you just risk money faster. Because I used to trade binary options here too. The same thing happens where, to say for example, you have a $5,000 balance, you can turn it into 10,000. But we're targeting very large real estate investors and commercial developers who want to move some of their portfolio into another asset. And for that, you need millions of dollars in trading. You can't do that in binary options. In binary, you can, for cash, just double your 5K like every few days. So yeah, you could do that. Or you could even double 100K every few days. But for very large investments, you have to follow the pip game, which is points, like the points movement. So in terms of what makes money faster, it sounds simple, but you need to define what makes money means, what you mean by money. Because to me, money might mean 2K, but to you, money might mean 5 million. And then you have to define the speed of how fast you're making it. Because if you make 5K in binary options this week, but at the end of the year you lost everything, or you just made 10K and your friend did like 500K, then who made more money is your friend. So if you're looking for larger investments, it's definitely the points game. But the strategy also works for binary too. The option strategy we have in the room. If we just converted the time-based range bars into the minute-based bars, it would be working for binary. But it's better to trade real options because real options give you pips instead of a fixed amount. Like in binary, you're risking 1 or 2 to whatever the amount you put up. But in real options, you can make unlimited amount of money if the market moves that much, and you only risk how much you put in. But in binary, it's fixed like 1 to 2, 1 to 2, 1 to 2, like that. Okay, hopefully that made sense, guys. Oh, it's good this is a recording. Take care, everyone. Have a good weekend. This should have explained the point of the rules. The target of 20, stop loss of 10, or target 200, stop loss of 100, and what the order quantity means in relation to your cost and what you need to do in order to overcome that cost. Thank you, guys. Have a good weekend, and goodbye.